Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about how to cast a spell effectively. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you cast a spell is to ground yourself. This can be quite a simple thing to do. It really kind of ties in with the next one, which is meditation. Now what I like to do is I like to get myself nice and comfortable at my altar space and just sit there quietly for a few minutes and just do a bit of visualisation. So the visualisation that I like to do, that most people tend to do, is imagine light within you, and this can stretch from your heart, it can go from your head or your pelvis or really anywhere that you feel is correct. And then what you want to do is you want to imagine the light going down through you, through the floor, and connecting with the world, kind of like roots. So as if they're roots of a tree, so you're bringing yourself down to earth, you're grounding yourself, you're becoming one with the universe, and you're preparing for your spell, and you're preparing to be in that magical place of connectedness, togetherness with the universe. So the second thing you're going to want to do is to meditate for a little bit, kind of just on your intentions, just to get you really relaxed, just to make sure that you're not carrying too much baggage from the day. You're not thinking about what you're going to have for lunch, what you're going to do after, all the errands you've got to run. You just need to really get into that mindset, that space that's between worlds, and just really relax and kind of get into the zone, feel the vibes, all that wonderful fun stuff. You want to meditate for a little while. I mean, basically just do it until you feel ready. There's no point at all putting a number on it, because sometimes it might take you 3 minutes, you might be already really in the mindset. Sometimes it might take you a good half hour. It all depends, but this is a really important step for priming you, because you really need to be in the mind space of spell work, of witchcraft, in order to effectively do your spell. If you're distracted while you're trying to do the spell, you're not really paying attention to the spell that you're reading out and your intentions, then the chances of that spell being effective are reduced. So what a lot of people like to do, now you don't have to do this, some people believe that you do. I'm not one of those people necessarily, but you might like to cast a circle. So to cast a circle, what you want to do is you can use either a wand, or which could be a wooden wand, a crystal wand. You can use an athame, which is like a kind of, it's basically like a dagger looking thing, which is a popular tool, or you can just use your finger and you point around in a circle around your ritual space. And basically imagine blue, well I tend to imagine blue light. I don't know why, you can imagine white light, but just a protective light coming from either your finger or whatever tool you're using, that goes around in a full circle encompassing you and your ritual space, just to protect it. Now while you're casting your circle, you may like to say some words, you may like to invite certain deities or whatever in to your circle. So basically a circle is to protect you from any negative or unwanted energies, and just to make you feel a bit safer while you're doing your spell, while you're speaking to all this great vast unknownness. It's just to really take that worry out of your mind. To me, that's what casting a circle does. You don't think, oh, what if something comes and gets me? You're creating a safe space for yourself for the ritual to take place. The kinds of things that you might want to welcome into your ritual circle could be the elements earth, air, fire, water and spirit. That's what I tend to do. And also I welcome in my ancestors, and I welcome in the mother in any of her guises, because depending on what spell I want to do, it might be better to have a different aspect of the mother. Now you may want to work with a specific deity, which is completely fine. Welcome them in, ask them to be present during your ritual and aid your spiritual work. You can, if you're working with a particular element, then you can kind of focus on that one a little bit more. So you'll maybe say the others and then say, and particularly certain element. Really just welcoming what feels right to you, maybe any ancestors, I've already said ancestors, maybe any spirit guides that you want to include, maybe familiars, kind of animal archetypes, literally anyone that you want. This could even, I would even go so far as to say that you could include fictional deities within this. If it's something that's going to aid your work, then this is really up to you, in my opinion. So when you're casting a circle, when you finish your ritual, you will want to release the circle. So you just go the opposite way around and you just say, I now release this circle, we enter back into the mundane realm, and then thank whoever you asked to come in and any others, thank them for witnessing your ritual and being present. So you will want to think about correspondences when casting a spell. Now this, if you're doing a spell that's you've got from some kind of book, they will probably have told you which correspondences to use. That's quite common, but if you're making it up yourself, you will want to choose things that resonate with you. Now a lot of people are very, very rigid in this, and they think if you're doing this certain spell, you need this exact herb, or these 10 exact herbs, a pinch of each, you know, because that's cheap. You need this colour, this specific smell, this essential oil, and do this with them in this order. Now I don't believe that at all. I truly think you can work with whatever you have, and I truly believe that no matter what spell you want to do for anything, you have within your house everything you need in order to do that. Every correspondence to me is just to get you into that mindset. So if you don't have any correspondences, it will be more difficult for you to get into that space and to really focus on what you're doing, but they are all to focus your mind, because remember that it's coming from you. You're the one doing the spell work. They all aid you and their individual energies will help you, but you don't need every single one of them. So if you're reading a spell and you know it says you need 5 things and you only have 2 of them, then that's fine, and you can swap things out as well, in my opinion. You know, if they say you need sort of cedarwood essential oil, for example, because it's very earthy, if you've got another earthy essential oil, just use it. You know, if you smell that and feel like it resonates with what you're trying to achieve, use it. So correspondences are things like different scents, so incenses, essential oils, tend to be crystals, they tend to be like candles, colours, all that stuff, all the things that you put on your altar, put on your body, that will get you into that zone, that will help you do your spell. And really, this is so personal, so just have fun with it and just go around your house and think, oh, that would work, that would work. Don't be afraid to experiment, honestly. There is no rule book, despite what people say, just go for it. So when I'm writing a spell, I'm a poet, so I want to write it myself. I don't tend to like really using pre-written spells, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with using pre-written spells, as long as you really read them through beforehand and make sure that they actually resonate with you, and change things if you want to. You don't have to, you can use it straight from any kind of spell book, and there's no reason why that wouldn't work. But when you write spells yourself, you tend to really put so much more into it, and you put thought into each word. It just makes sense to me that that would have greater effect, basically, than just reading something, because I don't know about you, but I could open a book and read the entire page and not take a single word of it in. But if I write a paragraph or a page of writing, I know what it says, I have just written it. You know, you have to pay attention. So to me, that kind of makes sense, and I think if you write it yourself, your spell is a bit more likely to be effective. So as you're performing your spell and doing your, doing all the wonderful stuff, as you're actually performing the spell, you will want to visualise the outcome. Now this is very important, because this is a massive part of the magic. So if you have trouble with visualisation, it might be something that you want to work on. Now I know that some people can't actually visualise, and I don't have experience in that because I have quite a vivid imagination. But if you can't visualise at all, there will be other ways of doing it. I think it's just a case of experimenting a bit more with all the other kind of elements. I know that some people that can't visualise actually draw, so maybe drawing as a form of magic might help. But for those of us that can visualise, it's a massive tool to help you to program yourself. Ask the universe. This is where you're asking the universe to make this true, to make this happen, make this come true, and really do this for as long as you want to. Really as long as possible, but until you feel like you've come to a natural end, you've seen everything that you want to have seen, you've done enough. So just see in your mind everything that you want from this spell coming true, and ask the universe to make it happen. You can visualise it while you're reading out your spell, or you can read out your spell as many times as you like until you feel like it's effective. You can just read it out once. I tend to just read it out once. Sometimes if I feel like I need to do it more, then I will. But visualise and read the spell out, really feel it. And when you visualise, don't just think kind of, oh, it'd be nice if, you know, I had some more money this time next week. Really think about how you're going to get that money, think about how it'll make you feel, and feel it as if it's happening. Kind of similar to the law of attraction, but it's more practical than just writing it down. So really feel that thing happening and ask the universe to make it so. Really think about how you're going to get to that point as well. Don't kind of just think, oh I want a bit more money. It might be a good idea to think how that's going to happen, and I'll kind of come back to that in a couple of steps' time. So after you've performed your spell, you'll kind of want to sit there quietly for a little while, and then you'll want to come back round. So the way that I do this is I thank everybody for witnessing my spell and being present. Just kind of slowly open my eyes if I've got them closed while I'm visualising, and I will basically snuff out my candle or blow out my candle. I don't believe that blowing out candles is a bad thing at all. I just don't. Some people do, but no. And then I will release the circle, and then we'll be back in the mundane realm. It's quite nice to have a few specific steps that you do in a specific order in order to come back round from a ritual. It's actually really nice to have something there that you can eat, because food is a very grounding thing and will kind of waken up your other senses, because you were off in this mystical, wonderful realm, and now you want to come back into the real world. So a bite to eat and something to drink will really help with that. Now, one thing that people tend to neglect a lot is spell aftercare. Now, if you've done a spell that's like an ongoing process where you keep needing to go back to the spell, like, you know, if it's something that isn't just fixable straight away, then that's obviously, you need to keep going back, you need to keep redoing the spell in some way. But if you've asked, again the money example, if you've asked for more money, you can't just ask for it, you know, from the universe and then just sit back and be like, right, I've asked for it, now I'm going to get it. You need to put in the work too. You need to meet the universe halfway. It's not about, you know, asking for something and then just give you it, you know. Don't be a spoiled child. You need to do the work too. You need to deserve it. You need to put the effort in. Equally, if you've done a spell for self-love, you can't, that's kind of a similar thing. You know, you need to work on your own self-love, because ultimately it comes from you. No matter what spell you do, you can't just do the spell and that's it. You need to put in the effort. You know, money-wise, maybe look for new jobs, apply. Maybe because you've done the spell, you will get an interview. Or maybe you won't, because that wasn't the right job for you, but the right one will come along a week later, and if you got that one, you'd be regretting it. Spells can work in funny ways, but you really need to put the effort in, you know, apply for funding if it's money. All these things that you can be doing to give the universe a helping hand and meet it halfway. Right, so I hope that you found that helpful, and please like, comment and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments below if you've got any more tips for successful spell casting, because I would really love to hear them, because witchcraft is always an ongoing process, and ultimately you will learn what works for you and you will learn what doesn't. And another thing that I should mention, it's very good to write these things down. It's very good to write down it can be a book of shadows if you want to be spooky, or it can just be a journal. But write these things down Write what works, write what doesn't, write what feels good, write what doesn't. So that, you know, because we're all human, we can forget. It's easy to flick, you know, it's just so easy to flick through a book and, oh, that worked for me, maybe I'll try that again, I forgot that I did that. It just makes life so much easier to just write shit down, okay? So that's my final impromptu tip. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, write in the comments below how you cast spells and what works for you, what doesn't work for you, if you disagree with everything I've said in this video, if you really know that this keeps falling down like I am, I'm going to take it off, which I should have done at the start. And thank you for watching.